I have 3 people in the waiting room, and
We don't have that many already.
um,
Go ahead and sign, please.
are you Reginald Gilmore? Mr. Gilmore, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On September 18, 2024, law enforcement officer conducted a traffic stop at the 17100 block of Katy Freeway here in Texas. The officer observed a gray 2015 Kia Optima traveling eastbound in the first lane, traveling approximately 84 miles per hour and a posted 65 mile per hour speed zone. The law enforcement officer activated the emergency lights to conduct a traffic stop. The officer approached the defendant's vehicle and detected an odor of marijuana coming from the vehicle and observed 3 male occupants with no seatbelts on. The operator of the vehicle, which was the defendant, did not have a driver's license upon demand and provided a name and date of birth as Reginald Gilmore. While gathering information, the rear right passenger continued to make movements in the back seat, raising suspicion and concern for the officer. The officer went back to his patrol car to ID the passenger, and when the rear passenger, let me read that again. He went to his patrol car to ID the passenger, and the rear passenger evaded on foot. For safety concerns, the other occupants were held at gunpoint until responding units arrived on scene. The officer was probable cause due to the odor of marijuana and residue of marijuana on the floorboard of the vehicle. Searched the vehicle anyway and located a black and pink Kel-Tec calibers or .380 caliber semi-automatic handgun tucked between the front side of the driver's seat and center console. The firearm was not secured in a holster and had a magazine with rounds of ammunition. A search was conducted on the firearm and received no hits.
Okay. So did any of the other people get arrested? And do you have any cause numbers that we can try to look up?
Yes, let me double check.
Looking for co-defendants.
Judge, there is a Marquise Davis that was arrested as well. One of the co-defendants ran away. I believe he successfully ran away.
Got it. So he was the only one that was.
2 left, Judge. So one of them ran away. The other 2 were held at gunpoint by the officer until they were successfully detained and arrested.
So so do we have them as well? That's what I was wanting to know. Did they go to other courts? Did they pick up felony cases? What happened?
So he's also charged with UCW and he's in court 3 currently.
And what's the cause number on that one?
2529953.
Okay, so we had the lower one. Okay.
What's the other one? Because you said there were 2, him and the other one, the 2 in total?
Yes,
Oh.
yes.
Mr. Gilmore, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. How old are you, sir?
17.
You are 17 years old. There's no reason for you at 17 to have a gun, let alone get into a car and drive without a license. And I'm making it a condition of your bond on both. I'm going to drug test you right now. What's going to show up?
Say it again.
I'm going to go send you for a drug test. What it's going to show up? We're going to see. Who are you here with today? Where's your mom? Go get her.
the pretrial bond conditions?
Mom, come on up. Come on up. Thank you so much for coming.
Yes, sir.
Are you familiar with what's happened in this case?
No, I've never been caught up with the law, so.
Okay. I'm gonna have them read to you what happened so that you know exactly what happened, okay? Please.
On September 18, 2024, a law enforcement officer conducted a traffic stop on Katy Freeway in Harris County, Texas. The officer observed a gray 2015 Kia Optima traveling eastbound in the first lane, traveling approximately 84 miles per hour in a posted 65 mile per hour speed zone. The law enforcement officer conducted a traffic stop. Upon approach of the vehicle, an odor of marijuana was emitting from the vehicle, and the officer observed 3 male occupants in the back with no seatbelts placed. The operator of the vehicle was the defendant and did not provide the officer with the driver's license upon demand, but he provided his name, date of birth as Reginald Gilmore. While the officer was gathering information, a rear right passenger continued to make sudden movements in the back seat, raising suspicion and concern for the officer's safety. The law enforcement officer went back to his patrol car to identify the passenger when the rear passenger evaded on foot. For safety concerns, the other occupants were held at gunpoint until responding units arrived on the scene and were later detained without incident. The defendant refused to consent to a search of the vehicle. With probable cause, the officer searched the vehicle due to the odor of marijuana and the residue of marijuana on the floorboard of the vehicle, and located a black semi-automatic handgun tucked between the front side of the driver's seat and center console. The firearm was not secured in a holster and had a magazine with rounds of ammunition. A search was conducted on the firearm and received no hits.
I'm sending him for a drug test. I've asked him what he's going to test positive for. He's told me nothing. So I'm going to send him for a drug test because I want to know what, if anything, is in his system at this point. Do you have a Texas driver license? You're not allowed to drive. I don't care what you're doing in your life. You will be signing with me today an affidavit. This is a promise you're going to make to me that you're not going to drive. If I find that you drive, I'm going to put you in jail. And I can sentence you up to 6 months in jail by holding you in contempt. So I want you to know that I'm absolutely serious when I mean no driving. If you want to drive, go get a license, get liability insurance, and then we'll talk. But until that point, if I find that you drive, you'll be doing a lot of time in jail. What does he do with his life now? Are you sure?
I'm
You
standing,
work, right?
I stand behind him. Yes, I stand behind him 100%. I don't play about his education. I'm working on a doctor. That's just how serious I am about pushing him. My foot is on his neck daily.
Good.
He has a village. He has his father. He's active in his life. Children, he's never been in trouble. And I understand that they do dumb stuff and they make mistakes. But some things, it can cause you to be here. And I explain to him daily. So I say, hey, you did that, you see where we are. But hey, we have to learn. It's a lesson. But yes, I'm pushing.
Problem is that if you're hanging with dogs, what's going to happen?
Yeah, you catch fleas.
You're not allowed to hang out with any of these kids that you're with now. I'm also making that a condition of your bond. If I find that you're hanging out with these people, you talk to them, likewise, I'll put you in jail. And I'm going to make your bond extremely high. Do you understand me?
Sir.
I'm sending you for a drug test. I'm going to have you come back. Would you like me to appoint your lawyer?
I can actually, I called the lawyer today. I didn't know he was gonna need one, so.
Yeah, he's facing a year in jail. So it's a very
So
serious
should we
charge.
just come back, have a reset and come back with our lawyer?
Sure. I was offering you a lawyer if you want one.
No,
You're going to go hire one?
Yeah, I'll hire
Okay,
one. Yes.
sure.
Now, the drug test, because like I said, I don't know what he does. So what's gonna happen?
So what we're going to do now is I'm going to send him for a drug test. I'm going to have him come right back, depending on what it shows.
Mhm.
If it's something more serious than just marijuana, then we'll talk. But if it's just marijuana, I'm going to have him come back in about 40 days to test again. Weed stays in your system around a month, or give or take 30 days.
Right.
So you As a condition of your bond, you're not allowed to smoke any weed whatsoever for any reason, no CBD, no gummies, nothing that has THC in it. And if I find that you do, likewise, I will put you in jail. Do you understand? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You're not in a good space now. You're not in a good place. What you do now will affect you for the next 40 years. 17, you think you rule the world, you own it? Please. This life is absolutely miserable if you have no money. And you, the more convictions you get, your income goes like this. The more convictions you get, your income goes like this. It's a adverse and it's a complete, there is a relationship with both. Every single person in there with convictions, you think they have any money? Hell no. That's why they're stuck like Chuck in there and they'll perpetually be in there, in and out, in and out, in and out. It looks like you've got a great support system. And look, the problem is you start veering off and it's okay. We all make mistakes. That's why we're here to try to put you back on the straight and narrow so that you don't veer too far off. Because when you do, at some point, we just can't put you back. And it's that then you get hit with the 25-year sentence. We have enough black and brown people in custody as it is now. We don't need more. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you think she wants to be here? Look, how much money do you think she's going to spend now on a lawyer? How much money do you think she's going to spend? Thousands of dollars. You think she's got money like that?
Even if I do, I don't have it for that.
I will give you a free lawyer, man. I'm telling you. I will give you a free lawyer today if you want it. You don't have to spend anything. I will pay for everything for you because I know it's hard and I don't want you to have to spend money. So I'll take care of it for you if you want. You just say the word. But at the same time, if he starts acting a fool, you got to stay with me. Because if I put him in jail because he starts acting up, you let him out. What's going to happen? He's going to keep at it. If we have to put you in jail, that's where you're going to stay. You understand? That's it. So let's do this. I'm going to send him for a drug test. Let's wait for the results. We'll come back. And at that point, we'll see where we are. But if you want, I can appoint your lawyer today. We've got great lawyers here. No one plays.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. For sure. All right. We'll have you sign a reset and then I'm going to send you down here now. And then you got to come back.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Slider.
I've got Mr. Gilmore on the docket. I don't know if you.
Okay. Yes. Ma'am, mom, come on up. Hey, it came back. THC.
That's positive.
Mhm, yeah. Shocking.
No, I knew it was done. He was honest with me.
Came back positive for marijuana.
Yes, sir.
So it stops today. You will get tested 40 days from today. And if you test positive again, you know what's going to happen. I will not take any excuses from you. I don't care if you come in here and tell me you were in a box and everybody else was smoking marijuana. I don't care if you tell me that Mother Teresa came in here and told you to smoke a joint with her going to church. You test positive again, I'm going to lock you up. And I'm going to make your bond really, really high. Do you understand? Tell me, are you in high school now?
Yes, sir.
I'm also making it a condition that you attend school full-time or that you work full-time. He who has too much time on their hands becomes self-destructive. So we're not gonna stand for it. Mom, I'm willing to do whatever you want to do as well. If you want any other conditions, like he can't go out in the middle of the night, anything else you want, I'm happy to do. All you have to tell me is what you want, and then I'm happy to do it. We have
A 10 o'clock curfew on weekdays
done.
and midnight on the weekends.
Done.
But yeah, that's.
We can also put a monitor on him just so that we know what's going on. It's up to you. I will pay for it.
If it's necessary, are we gonna do what he said? Gonna obey?
You know, we can give it a trial run. If he starts acting up out there, just come back. We can put it on at a later date and I'll do it at no cost to you.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
you've got one of the best here with Mr. Slider. So I'm telling you, just anything you need, got you.
Thank
Of course. She directs you what to do. If she says jump, you better say how high, because if she comes back to me, tells me that you're giving her a hard time, I'm gonna give you a hard time, and I promise you, you're not gonna like it. You understand? We're done.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
Mrs. Fleischer. Thank you.
Rear budget on Mr. Pond, Your Honor.